Hey y'all, it's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another weekly episode of Galactic Gossip. Yes, so this week we have Venus moving into Aquarius, we have some squares to Saturn and Mars, and then we have Venus squaring Uranus, and yada 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 yada. So before we dive right on into that, I want to say thank you for tuning in to your weekly astrology forecast. And also thank you for subscribing. And if you have not subscribed as of yet, because this is your first time visiting House of Chiron on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell right there so you can get the updates on when I am posting and all of those wonderful things. So before we dive into this week's astrological report, we are going to have a few quick announcements. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you to everyone who signed up for the Trauma Conscious Yoga Healing Circle for the full moon in Leo. It was phenomenal. Oh my God, the outpour of the energy and just the ability to connect with so many people virtually and just work through some things that this moon was bringing up. It was truly healing, and thank you all for signing up. And we are doing another one. We will be doing this for the entire year. So our next healing circle will be for the Virgo moon on the 27th of February. So I hope y'all go ahead and sign up. If you need that link, it's in the description box, or you can find it on my website and all of my social platforms. It will be there. So that's all I have for the announcements, and let's get into it, shall we? So first and foremost, on February 1st, we have Venus moving into the sign of Aquarius. So what is Venus? I tell y'all this all the time. Y'all should know by now. It's love and our partnerships, our pleasure senses, it's our finances, our values, all of those things. And then you take that and you pair it with whatever Aquarius is, which is, technology and the rebel and the humanitarian and the person that's all about social reform and the one for all and the all for one kind of thing. So you put those two things and you will have a tendency of people expressing from their love language more from a rebellious state. And also, this energy is going to be here from now, February 1st, all the way to close to the end of the month, February 25th. So you're going to have about 3 weeks of this energy. And while it's in this transit, it's going to be making several aspects that we'll get into. But when you take this Venus into Aquarius, it's like a need for freedom, a need for sovereignty, and to be original within your pleasure senses. What it is that makes you feel good. You just kind of want to experience that from a free space. It makes you want to be more exploratory in this realm of the Venusian themes. So we also will have it making a conjunction to Saturn almost immediately as it moves into Aquarius. So on the 5th, that's when it moves very close and comes to that conjunction with Saturn, and it's going to be happening at 5 degrees. And so what this can bring is during this time, it's going to bring hardships and limitations with your finances as well as your relationships, but also it's going to promote possibilities for you to connect with business partners. And so it's going to connect you with people that's going to encourage you to tap into that discipline, as well as realizing the work that needs to be done in order to reap the benefits of this financial business partnership. So that energy is really prevalent during this time that Venus is in Aquarius. Not to mention, it's going to be making that conjunction with Jupiter on the same day as the new moon on February 11th. So while Venus is there and it's making that conjunction to Jupiter at the time of this new moon, this is going to bring new opportunities for not only connections, but also improvements in our finances as well as travel. And so that's going to be like really supportive energy, but at the same time, it's going to make that conjunction to Mercury that is going in retrograde. It's now in retrograde, and it's going to provide more support for the social and the financial things. And also resolutions to old issues. So just keep that in mind, that during this transit that Venus is in Aquarius, it's going to be making some aspects to certain things that are quite challenging, but also still supportive on the back end. So Also on the 1st, we have the sun squaring Mars at 13 degrees. So this is going to be a test of our character and a test of our will, because the sun is, authority figures. The sun is our ego. And so then you pair that with the Mars energy, which is like aggression, and it can be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Where the aggression, where it's very ambitious. So you have people that are going to be kind of asserting their authority, really pushing their own agendas from a place of ego. And so this is going to have us more so needing to be on a defensive instead of an offensive. So it's not a good time to be initiating any conflict during this transit. And it's at 13 degrees. So in numerology, that's a 4. So this is all about your foundation. This is also about your security and your influence as well. So this is going to bring in that inner aggression. It could bring up some things that, trigger your insecurities about your pursuits, the things that you want to initiate. And so there's going to be a need for us to release this energy through exercise or just focusing on the things that we are passionate about. So moving on, we have on the 5th, like I stated before in the Venus transit, that Venus is going to be making that conjunction to Saturn that is also at 5 degrees. And so 5 is the number of change, it's the number of building, right? So this is going to bring on energy of like feeling solitude. You want to be in a space of like really going inward and being alone. So solitude might be more of a requirement during this time, and it's going to allow us to focus on the more important relationships in our life, as well as the important financial situations that may come up during this time, because Venus conjunct Saturn might actually bring some oppressive financial issues. And so this is just showing us where the work is needed, where the discipline and the order is needed within our relationships, within our financial situations as well. And so this is at that time that a business partnership could actually have a connection and can come up, but it's going to be not one that just, like if it was a Jupiter conjunction, it would be more so like there's going to be work that's needed, there's going to be discipline, and you're going to have to really apply yourself in order to have the benefits of this connection to be reaped. So moving on to the very next day, we have on February 6th, Venus is going to be squaring up with Uranus. Yes. So, and that's going to be at 6 degrees. So with Venus squaring Uranus, it's a lot of challenges that can come up, because no matter where Uranus is in the chart, no matter what sign it's in, so it's always challenging the status quo regarding the themes of that sign. So it's going to be a need of like rebelling against whatever it is. So Uranus is in Taurus, so it's been a lot of shakeups and breaking free and switch ups, and just about our values, our money, our partnerships, how we also connect to the earth and whatnot. So it's going to be challenges in regards to the status quo within these things with Venus, because Venus is the ruling sign of Taurus, the ruling planet of Taurus. And so it's we have a tendency during this time to overspend. So be very careful that you don't just be diving deep into your pockets for stuff that's not necessary. This is where the discipline and the order and all those things are needed. Also, we are prone to irrational decisions during this time, because that's also part of it. Venus is our pleasure senses, so we're not going to necessarily be feeling at our best, because this can bring a lot of agitation with that Uranus energy, because Uranus is a very electrical planet. So when it's partnered with something that just wants to feel good, it can ignite even then. And this might even have you want to explore certain things within your partnerships that are different and unconventional than what you're typically used to. So just keep in mind that all of this energy is very possible for this Venus squared up with Uranus energy. And just be careful for the overspending, especially with feeling restless, because when you feel restless and you're having that sense of like you need to experience something new, then you tend to make irrational decisions, and you tend to go and spend, and you tend to go do things that promote something new, but it wasn't the best thing that should have been done at that time. So take into consideration everything that's happening right now. So that will conclude Galactic Gossip for this week. Thank you for tuning in. And as I mentioned before, all of the links to all the events and newsletter and all of those things are in the description box below. Make sure you sign up, tune in, subscribe, like, share, and all that good stuff. And I hope this has been helpful for you all. I want you to have a beautiful week, no matter what. Okay? Bye.